wow, 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 wow. Look at that.
So we're going to talk about that next.
Nice.
So I've noticed that a lot of people are losing their jobs, and people don't know where to start. Each time you go to Facebook, somebody's saying, "I lost my job. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do." And sometimes you look at your age and you're like, "I can't go back home." You look at yourself and you have children like, "Where am I going to take them?"
Yeah.
And they are like, "Am I going to transfer them to this school? Am I going to have to change houses? What am I going to tell my landlord? What am I going to tell my friends?" How do we navigate that?
Yeah, I realized that that's really a common issue for most people. And I think for me, largely because even today, as I was looking at social media, there's a lady who was in her 40s, and she said she had advice, for people who think that it's too late to begin.
Yeah.
And she gave out 8 points. I can't remember all of them, but a part of the points said, when you feel like it's time to begin again, just begin.
Chaka chaka.
Chaka chaka. At 40,
Yeah.
at 50, at 60, nobody has a synopsis for their lives.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how it was written, how it will be rewritten, and funnily enough, that you hold the pen to that. And so when it is time to begin, just begin again. But then again, allow yourself to go through all those stages. If you have to grieve, because it's still loss.
It's still loss.
If you have to readjust your life a bit, readjust it. And the funny thing that people do not know is when you think that you cannot be able to do that because you're scared of what the society might say, you're scared about what everyone else thinks about you. Newsflash, nobody really cares. And
people have problems.
Everyone
focusing on their problems.
I know everyone else is just trying to to organize their own lives.
And I think the people who want to really look at your life and like it's changing, they also have a problem. It's like they're in a fix somewhere.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do. So you happen to be the person whom they can focus they can project on.
Yes.
So they want to tell you how to live their life, but clearly nobody cares.
Nobody really cares. And there's a friend who came the other day also. She was saying that it was very hard for her to adjust when she lost her spouse. And she had to sell property, to even adjust life, children's school and stuff like that. And she used to get it very difficult even now. She sold her car and she couldn't do a matatu because she thought people were looking,
That's for a matatu.
Yeah,
when my husband lost his job,
Yeah.
and so the car had to go.
Yes.
The car now becomes a liability.
And it's a luxury at
At
that point.
that point, it's a luxury because we used to drop the kids to school.
Oh, yes.
You want to go somewhere, you don't think twice. Just get to the car and go.
go.
Then when the car went to date where I'm talking, that's past COVID.
Oh,
I can't. I have a problem with matatu.
yes.
I have a problem. I will take a boda boda to my place, and if I have to do a matatu, I have to sit in front because I can't find myself squeezing in that that other side. It's a problem to me. That's one thing I must confess. It has been so hard for me to adjust.
Yeah. But then, as we said also, it's okay. One thing we have to tell ourselves, it's okay. And if anybody wants to judge that statement, then the question is, why are you judging the statement? It's me going through those stages. So we also, the other people on the other side, we have to learn to really be gentle, on people, to just stop judging people. There's some of these looks that we put forward. And it's just because I love myself, there's a style in which I do my things.
Yeah.
It does not mean that you have to label me in a certain way. So we stop putting labels on people because everyone is struggling to survive. Everyone is just struggling to make it for either their family, their children, the people around them, or for themselves.
Yeah, for themselves. Today when I was coming with the boda boda guy,
Yeah.
I think there's a lady, I think something happened and she snapped.
Oh, yeah.
And really abused the guy. And so my boda guy was like, that woman is so harsh, why is she doing that? And I tell the boda guy, people are going through a lot. You don't know where she's coming. Maybe she has already been told you have to move out of this house.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Maybe she has just lost a relationship.
Oh, yes.
Maybe somebody has died. Maybe there's fees.
Yes.
The kids are coming back from home, from holiday. That means that they have to eat.
Yes.
You can't have kids in the house without food.
You must.
And that is making a lot of women go crazy.
Yeah.
And everybody is angry, everybody is bitter, everybody is
Makasiriko. True.
so you might do something to somebody and they snap at you.
True.
So even like you said, when you are beating people outside there, you don't know what they're going through.
You don't know, and
gentle.
true to your statement, there's a day now I hopped into a matatu. Some of us who had problems with matatus, but now we had to kind of adjust to, because that's life. Yeah. At least I learned there are two sides of life. There's the good side, there's the
And the
bitter
bad,
side.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
the weak side.
The weak side.
Yeah.
So now we juggle both. So I sat in a matatu and there was a lady who they were asking for fare. And she kept looking outside the window. She was fairly elderly,
Yeah.
more aged than me, I could tell. And she was sitting right next to me, and she kept looking outside the window with a phone in her hand. And the guy kept saying, "Mama, nakuongelesha na unisikii." So she just turned her head, looked at him, and tears were rolling.
Yeah.
And you know, she's like a mama, she's like my mother. So, okay, quickly she paid, and then the counselor in me, I looked at her and said, "Mama, are you okay?" Then she said, "Yeah." And then that made me remember a short video that I saw sometime when somebody was saying, please, anytime you ask someone when they are okay, can you listen? Can you look at their facial expressions? And without bothering her too, I just told her, if you're not okay, I'm here, we can talk. I know you don't know me, but we can talk. Then she calmly said, I wish I could. I'm alighting very soon, and my son just died, so I'm going to the hospital. Do you know, I got chills all over my body. I wanted to alight with her. I wanted to be there for her. I wanted to do whatever I could for her. She was a stranger. There's nothing much I could do. So all I could do is just wish her well and just hope that she goes through that, you know, in a very peaceful way. And so, as we say, you meet people on the streets every day and you have really no idea what people are going through. So be kind.
Be kind.
Be kind to people, and be kind mostly to yourself. And the moment you're kind to yourself, then you realize you pass it over.
Yeah,
you don't pour from an empty cup. I keep telling you that. So you pass it over and it spreads. It spreads. It's the same way when you have hate, you spread hate.
You actually spread.
Yes.
That's why the people who are just ready to judge you in everything. It's because as even those people who spread hate, they are victims.
They are victims.
Yeah, there's something that they went through and they didn't get this.
Yes.
So they were struggling alone, and that's the best way they could struggle.
Yeah.
You said about that woman. I remember that time my daughter Stacy was doing some things on what do you call these things, diapers. So that time she came before me at George, and then me I was at work, so I came later, but I didn't find her. So I was sitting somewhere, those at the oncology clinic, those benches here. Okay. And so this woman comes with, I think it's a son or something, or some 21 years old son. And she's making calls. She wants money. She was asking people for money. You guys, what are you doing? Send me money. When to go? And she was frustrated, agitated, and you could see she's tired. And she was like, I can't. She was telling me on the phone, I can't do everything. This is too much for me. You know. And they could look at her. She looks like a businesswoman who doesn't have much. Yeah. I looked at her and I was so saddened. So I take out 500 shillings and I gave it to her. I know that 500 could not pay the bills.
Yes.
I just told her, go and take lunch. Because I could imagine probably she has worked, and I know when you have a sick person in a government hospital.
It's crazy.
I was in Kenyatta. I almost gave up on Monday. It was so much for me. And now I can imagine this lady, and then the son looks like wasn't even helping her much. You know, sometimes you can have somebody who's working with you, but he's not even helping much. So I just told her, go and eat lunch. She knelt down. And I'm like, no, don't. Doesn't go and eat lunch. You see, people are going through so much, and so when we talk about starting over can come with a lot of things. It comes with a lot of questions. You ask yourself a lot of questions, and you doubt yourself, and you're like, where will I start? Of course, you'll start from somewhere. It might not be the best option for you. I tell people, for me, when I was in my 20s before I got married, in my 20s, and I was working the job, because I used to work in contracts. So the jobs end, and I would go back home to the village. I don't care who will say what. And so my mom was like, in the law we say, Ibiro kaufwa. I'm like, So I go to Yoma and I see my mom stay with her kidogo, then I go to my aunt in Bondo. Because now in Bondo, I used to work at the district hospital as a volunteer. And from there again is where I get another job to continue. So each time I lose a job, I would go back to Bondo and start over. And so sometimes it's really hard to think of, should I go back to the village? If that is the option, go back to the village.
Yes. Yes.
If that is the option, it might not be the best.
Yes.
Because if you want to think about starting to pay rent, it's hard. You think about buying food and all that. Sometimes even just going home and farming with your mom and trying to get something for you and the kids to eat.
Yeah.
If you are married, going back to your own farm and farming with your, sometimes it's just okay.
Yeah.
If that's the option, because living again with people, if I come with all my children, I have 5 of them, and we lose a job and we don't have anywhere to stay, and I come to you, how long will you accommodate me?
The third day I will be talking about you to other people.
Exactly, you're tired, exhausted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So even when somebody is not ready to help you, because sometimes this I also tell people, I might come to you for help, and you're not able to help me.
Yes, yes.
I
I'm
shouldn't
willing
judge
to,
you.
but I can't.
I shouldn't judge you.
Yeah.
Even if your house have 10 bedrooms.
Oh yes.
You know the reason why you had the 10 bedrooms.
Yeah.
You didn't just build it for luxury. You know the reason. So I should not come to you and tell you, but you have 10 bedrooms. You can't just give me one.
Yeah.
You know the reason why. Yeah, you had a plan for it. So
Yes.
I shouldn't judge you for not doing that. So
True.
we just need to find a way on how we move forward, because
Yeah.
there are ways.
Yeah.
And one of the ways is coming to talk to us
Oh yeah.
as counselor. And the good thing about talking to us is one, we bring out, you say your story outside there, and you have the right to sue us.
Yes.
That's the advantage you have.
Confidentiality.
It's a top thing. If your friend can say anything about you. You tell your
Yeah.
friend and they can go and spread.
Yeah.
They don't have any obligation.
Oh yes.
But for a counselor, for psychologists, we have ethics. We have ethics. We say outside there, and you have the right to sue us.
True.
And you will sue us. So talk to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. So starting over, whichever way you lost your job, is it marriage? Have you lost a baby? Have you lost a pregnancy? Have you just lost sense of direction? Things are not making sense for you. Are you 10? Are you 20? Are you 30? Are you 40? Are you 50? Are you 60? Start over. Don't worry. Nobody is watching, and if someone is watching, then that's their business.
They decided to do that. They decided to do that.
Yours is to start over. Yours is to keep going. Yours is to keep moving. And trust me, if you just want to experience the beauty of life, if you love yourself first, you will spread it around you, and that is what matters. Social, do not conform to the social, social needs. The society will always be there. People will always judge.
Yeah.
You're right, they judge. You're wrong, they
Yeah.
judge. We will always judge as
We'll
the
always
society.
judge. I will
Yes.
ask you, I've taken the food, why haven't you swallowed it for me?
I know. I know. We always have something to say.
Always
At the
have
end of the
something to
day,
say.
what is it that works for you?
Yeah.
You cannot kill yourself. Just do what you can. And I'm giving this opportunity for her to say the last words, because I cannot speak after her. So thank you very much for
it's a
being
real
here.
honor.
Thank you very much for listening to us. Thank you very much. And trust me, any topic or anything you want us to talk about, we will always talk about
Put it down there.
Just put it down there. Just
Put it down
write to
there.
us. Just call and let us shed some light. And you're free to come here when you want. I will just call Carol. She will come here and we will just talk about it. All of us. We could be a group. It could be an individual. We can all share. Thank you very much. To you.
Thank you. And you're starting over, especially if you have children, please bring them in the picture. Because sometimes I feel like as parents, when we are trying to adjust, we don't put our children down and tell them, listen, this is what you're going through.
Very
And
true.
we have to adjust many things. And sometimes, like I said before, when we are going through some stuff, we forget to bring the children in. And so we do not take care of their mental state. We don't care. We're transferring a child from school. You do not care about the friends that they made. They're going to make new friends. They want to make new friends. Are they going to be bullied? Are they going to move from the place where they used to be? Where they used to stay? How is it going to be with them? So kindly, when you're making this adjustment, bring the children in and communicate with them in a language that they understand according to their age. So that when they grow up, they know that we cannot afford this, but that doesn't mean that I cannot ask my mom or my dad not to give me. I can just say, Mom, can I have this? If there's money, and if your mom says yes, well, I'll get it, or right now we can't afford it, the child gets to understand it's because of this. But you cannot just move, and you are going down the drain, and your children are noticing things and they don't know what is happening and they're confused. Bring them in the picture. They are part of the adjustment. They are part of starting over.
Okay, guys. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.